What up, anime fans? I am back with another video reviewing the second One Piece movie, Adventure on Spara. That's the English title on here. Sorry, a little time delay between the previous film. See, I recorded that video after watching the first movie, an hour prior, but it took, well, nearly 2 hours prior actually now. That took so long to upload for some fucking reason. Sick of it. I'm sick of shitty internet. I always go slow around night, and it's just really annoying and affecting everything. It just pisses me off. That's why this video is a little late because of that. You probably won't get that, but yeah. So I plan to review the third movie at least sometime tomorrow, hopefully. Oh yeah, Hino Congo's game came out, didn't it? No, wait, it's out tomorrow. No, yeah, fuck it. I just come out. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna play it yet since I haven't gone that far in the anime. Like, I never watched the current arc. At least I should catch up. And also read the manga brushes. I can. Right. So this movie released around the time of the final episode 60 of the anime, which was half the conclusion, as the story arc grew in episode 61. It was released during a filler arc, towards the end of a filler arc, the Warship Island arc, which I think is a good arc. Fun adventure. It's just a fun, slow adventure. I think that's what filler arcs should be, just low adventures for the characters instead of just typical arcs, the arc structure. Just, you know, have adventure about the story. I'm looking for a specific treasure about the story. Okay. Again, just make it entertaining. I understand that filler arcs exist because they always catch up to the manga and don't want to wait due to time schedules and stuff. I understand that, but filler arcs are never really that interesting. Well, I think One Piece works with filler arcs work with One Piece sometimes. I say sometimes because it just allows the characters to, well, you just have adventures. That's what I like about the One Piece filler arc sometimes. Of course, there was a short filler arc later I thought was alright. That comes right after Punk Hazard. It's just a 3-episode filler. And I'll just focus on Luffy and Law. Equals Law, you're very early in the anime. If you want to get into One Piece, I do think the anime is great, but I can understand the reason why people were afraid to get into it because it's long episode count. But if you do want to get into the anime, that's fine. You can if you want to, but I recommend you wait for the remake to come out. Sure, it'll take a while, but if you want to know the story first, just read the manga. I think it's best for you fans to at least wait for the remake to come out. But if you do want to watch the original anime, then good luck in watching it. A lot of episodes to catch up on. That's me. I was never afraid of it. I don't know why. I've never been afraid of it. See? I don't know, the Shippuden, which has over 500 episodes. And just 500 episodes. So, I don't know why. I guess I want to get to see more iconic stuff. But I'm going to review all Shippuden, including the filler arcs. And they make mistakes skipping out on all the Naruto filler arcs. But I may go back and cover them at some point. You know, I may go back and cover those filler arcs at some point. That's quite a bit, really. Quite a lot. But if Shippuden just comes to Netflix, the dub. I definitely be watching the arc sub stand dub, but I won't get that far. Then make sure to get to other arcs first before that. So I gotta catch up, so then get back to reviewing arcs. Anyway, this is a good enough movie. Again, these are the these are the Toy Animation Festival. They released these for those festivals for the next couple of years. And yeah, I think the first theatrical one was Strong World in 2009. I could be wrong. I really don't know. But yeah, anyway, let's get the movie. So the movie opens up, well, at the island. Just a random island. Crew just hang out. Alright, this movie's a bit longer than the previous one, which actually a good idea, smartly. This one's over an hour long, but I do not know what released alongside it. Common thing to see in these types of things is Toei will release 2 movies together. And that's why Kamen and Super Sentai both have summer movies every year, and released to get around the same. That's when they get announced at the same time with crossover promos. I don't know the idea, but we haven't had a Kamen and Super Sentai crossover movie in a while. I don't know why they don't do that. The summer movies cross over the old writer to show up and get started a new writer. I just say make that more of a common thing, or do both. You know, once every year, once every 2 years and stuff. So the crew are just relaxing. You know, it takes place during, as I said, during the Warship Island arc, which is fillers or before the rest melted. So Sanji's not part of the crew, and Nami's got her tattoo. So this is a good character movie. Yeah. Yes, the style looks slightly different from the previous one, though. If you watch the two come back to back, you actually will notice the difference. The first one actually looked like a slightly different animation style, but still keeping the anime's art style more faithfully. But this one looks slightly different. You can really tell. I think it's more based off the pilot from the 90s. Well, that's so. And they actually covered that pilot at one point. We should check it out. Anyway, you know, Ruby saying 7 looks beautiful. Yes. Only measures the ship. What's up, looks? This goes, the ship's being stolen. Ruby can't reach it in time, so yeah. Another problem arises. So sometime later, they gathered up. I had to find a boat looking for the Golden Mary. And had to find some new clothes. Yeah, it's good, but Luffy did not take off his. Want to be in the wedding themed outfits. Because that's the only store open. Alright, they know as a kid, when they go rescue him, they all sees a little thief. I see another man catching him in the net. But finding out they don't have any money, thinks they're poor. I mean, they're not really poor, because everything they own was stolen. Like, so their names are Bordo and Aki's. They're brothers. You know, they're just thieves and stuff. The crew mentioned they lost their ship. When he describes where it is, he knows where it is. But just it was stolen by the Trump siblings or the Trump Kyodai. Now this suspension is weird. That's a subspoke. Also, I want to make a correction I made in the previous one. I was kind of right, also kind of wrong. See, rubber is still being used as a translation for the Gummo attacks. Except rubber's only say once. That's just... So it's just weird. It's like I think that's the whole mistake made on all three movies. I don't know why they translate to rubber when you say Gummo, which obviously means gum. Well, like, I don't really go with Funimation's translation when the anime's been out for a long time at that point. I'm saying it's kind of stupid. So yeah, the Clockworkl guy, once we stole the Golden Mary. They're at that place called Clockworkl, where a very special clock's being stored, a very special one, a diamond clock. And Bodo and Aki's plan to steal it. So they have to have no temporary alliance to get their stuff back. So they head to the island. Mostly. Because they end up meeting in the members of the Clockworkl, a young woman, a sexy woman, and a guy with a cape. That's weird. I mean, I was attacking the straw house. It was an encounter. It was making a quick escape. And commit these guys are dangerous. But still, it was not good enough. But of course, they still attack him, and the taken army, the Bear Kid's bride. They were stranded. Mainly had to stop due to them Aki stopping him because he dropped some type of box that's more of his treasure. He had it ever since he was found as a baby. It's the only thing he has connection back to his home, but he doesn't remember where it is. So obviously they're not. So two aren't really blood brothers, but they're brothers in souls. Makes a really great cap. I really like these two characters. They're great. And now they forced it even more choice to go to the island. And the crew are severely handicapped right now. Like Sanji shoot, like Zoro's swords and Usopp's slingshot, also Sanji's shoes, are available on the Golden Mary. You know, Sanji's shoes is more important because Sanji has to fight barefoot. Well, he's wearing sandals, but still technically barefoot. And that's not exactly good when it comes to his kick attacks. When Luffy kicks, it doesn't vet him because his body's made of rubber and stuff. So if he does get hurt, it doesn't feel any bone pressure or anything. It's, stretchiness. So yeah, anyway, we cut to Bear King. Two scientists took into Bear King, saying they don't want to use any weapons for kill. We're based on something called the Eternity Clock. Eternity Key. It was sure something happened. When those two guys show up, bringing Nami with them, Bear King's a power. Nami could use it to their advantage, trying to stall for time. No, Luffy and others was come to save her. Saying they'll never defeat Luffy. He'll never defeat Luffy and stuff. He's in like he plans to defeat Luffy and use his bounty to pay for their wedding. Well, pay for after party and stuff. Screw away. Once they go for a quick change of clothes. And Bono's been acting pretty suspicious. Zoro's keeping an eye on him for now. It seems Zoro's the only one who knows this. Kind of makes sense. And he ended up meeting that scientist couple in Bulgaria. I mean, they're scientists. I don't know. They wear lab coats. And they won't be able to beat Anakin. Clockworkl been waiting for 7 years, making their citizens' lives hell. So they recommend they don't go, but of course they won't give up. They have their reasons. They don't really care about the clock anyway. The couple, because it brings sad memories. So, yeah. We went off with Boulder and Keith chasing up them. Keith unknowingly dropping his music box. And the woman seems to recognize it. No, this will happen on later. So as they get to the top, they take a hot air balloon. Oh yeah, Sanji's feet got a bit hurt after kicking away those boulders, which makes sense because doesn't have any frenzy to shoot. There's no shoes. They made for. I guess the shoes are made for a certain material allows his kick strength to be more. Increases kick strength. So I guess that will not increase it, more like work with it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm guessing. It's never explained what they're made of. If they are made of different material. But I'm just guessing what that many kicks he does. And the end of being ambushed by the same too familiar. Seems that woman has a devil fruit power. I forgot what it's called, but it's only said once, not twice. The devil fruits have a repeat name. You know, two words that sort of repeat of each other. Like gum, gum, flame, flame, dark, dark, light, light. You get my point. You get my point. It's just a weird translation thing this is happening. The translation's been inconsistent for some reason. I really don't know why they are going for the translation Funimation use. You know, the subtitles that actually were officially available. Which I do not know when these DVDs were released. Let's see. Let's say exact date, no year or anything. So I don't know the year this DVD came out. So I don't even know why I only discovered this a few years ago. It's weird. Anyway, the woman can turn herself into a type of liquid and stuff. Yeah, like, of course, it's Sanji trying to kill Spike, or which becomes Spike, which is that guy for. As Sanji's with injured and he falls off, landing on the minefield. Yeah, Sanji ends up getting captured. Who try their best to make their way to the top over to rescue Nami, and now Sanji. Nami still is the officer. So he sends out another. So Bacon says another one's man. They come here not too long later at town. Zoro at bottom one of the Zors so he can just use it. The guy uses a type of gas that paralyzes you. As Aki keeps bragging how much Roma has saved him many times. But also saying he hates weak kids like that. He's also maybe a coward. But because of standing up for what's right, Usopp's willing to do it. And I've proven in the Civic Village arc, something the live action version sadly didn't get. Sorry, it was kind of sad they lost in the live action version. Yeah, I do like the live action adaptation, it's great. The people behind it, the actors and the people behind it really love the series and all that have involvement in it. Great. Just wish it's just Spirit Village in the show didn't feel as great as the anime or manga. The anime is cool, but I don't know why the gender swap to one of the fucking cat brothers. And I hate that they use the F word in later on. Like, I understand One Piece is not exact as does a swearing in the well, it's not swearing. There's no swearing in the Japanese version, but it does have profanity in the manga. But they never say the F bomb, so they don't say the F bomb. Don't say it. And because of that, some fights didn't feel really great, like Usopp versus Chew. That's his name. It was great in the manga because of Usopp's character, what we've seen of him, how he wants to become brave, and managed to come out on top in that fight. That felt earned, just in the live action version. I don't know exactly what they did with the villagers. Not having to know Nami, he was trying about the village the whole time. But that bugs me a bit. They know Nami. She wouldn't do that because of the sweet bears, baby like that. They all figured it out. They're not stupid. But the show treats them like they are. I don't mind them casting a black actress playing Nochiko, but she has more lighter dark skin than them just being full on black. And downside to live action is that they can't exactly make someone look the same. So, Tashiki and Korina look exactly alike in the series, but it's hard to do. There's gonna be taking a lot of work. And like Luffy. Also, there's going to be a brave man to see for this one. And when they do what he can to stop the guys, and then the others go ahead. Boss as years are getting captured. So, both he and Sanji being crucified because of not Nami's care for them. So, fall off. Yes. Then they're getting trapped though under collapsing ceiling. As a few seconds before Aki's guys are getting knocked out, so Bolo, Bolo ends up being in some bins to the crew. He's the one who stole the Going Merry. Not Bearkin. Also, the Straw has come to the island to try and take care of these bastards. And he's not doing it for gold, he's doing it for Aki's. Because he suspects this is where he grew up, this is where he was born. So, he has a good heart. Maybe people, he's a good heart. And he's just to go fight Bearkin on his own. Even if it cost him his life. No. Yeah. Alright, that's when Zoro comes from meets a blast from the past. Oh, sorry, claims, because Zoro does not remember him. And how these guys win is just dirty. They just end up playing dirty in their fights. So it basically they weren't handicapped and part fairly. They asses when we kicked before. Like, it's all how all three seals. He might be able to cut the entire stone slab. So, yeah. Zoro ends up stepping to protect Luffy from those one type of poison battle darts, similar to the gas parasitism. So again, the guy plays dirty. Also, his whole character gag is that when it comes to phrases, he ends up saying mispronouncing some parts, and he is being corrected. So Zoe ends up getting captured too because of that dirty trick, leaving Luffy alone, stuck under there. All the crew can crucify it, none refusing to marry, so she's gonna be killed in the long run. Barlow shows up though, on the plan. Trying to blow himself up, but finding out that if he destroys the key, the whole island will go down. That's been a crap off. But Aki's, who woke up a bit earlier, tries to fight, but gets been up to. We'll be seeing the windmill toy that Aki speaks earlier. Made him mad. After Paul Broker. And that's a breakthrough. And yeah, ready to fight. And they meet a situation with the dynamite, which the subs call fireworks. Why? They're clearly saying dynamite. Explosions, not fireworks. Fireworks can't cause explosions like that. Okay, that's one of the oddest translations I ever seen in this movie. Like, what the hell? Whoever translated this is stupid. Because he clearly says dynamite, explosions. What's wrong with saying dynamites? Was there a reason at the time? Alright, let's not have free in the crew out of the situation. So, now, right there. Usopp snuck up to get to the Mary. And actually get everyone's equipment back. Now so they now fight on equal strength now. And they kill their fights. They win. It proves how strong they are. If Usopp had his slingshot earlier, might be able to not get captured and lock up the gas in the first place. Sanji had his shoes. He wouldn't have taken any hit. He wouldn't have any foot. His feet wouldn't have taken any damage from those hit off earlier. And Zoro, well, he could easily cut that the fallen stars in half. Not type of escape. Again, if they weren't handicapped from the start, they would have trounced this the whole time. So yeah, and their fights are satisfying, short but satisfying, as they get payback for these cheating bastards. Now it's Luffy battling in Bear King, and Bear King's body's made of steel, so it's tough. But Luffy gains the strength. Or do they insult Aki's courage for taking a bullet for Boldo. And by using Bear Kid's own weapon against him, defeats him. And now he managed to defeat the Liquid Girl pretty easily just by saving her in a jar. She should go in the ocean next, that way. And if she does escape, she'll still be stuck underwater. Nice little trap for her. Though, she could turn to liquid, she's still a double user. That fight's over. But the key ends up getting destroyed, because the iron destroyed. Well, that though, the iron clock ends up playing a tune similar to Aki's music box. Aki doesn't mean the one. Actually, she made the box. She did. Yes, no. All the question if she is. Well, yes, they all are back away. All ends up being she's Aki's mother. 7 years ago, they had to send her away to keep him safe, away from Bear King and the Trump siblings. Alright, so shops are going to the Card Kingdom for some reason. I don't know why. Card Pirates. I don't know why. It's clearly saying Trump. Like, Trump card. Stuff like that. So, yeah, and just over. And the crew on board, I'll make the leave. Bolo says he's not the case belongs to his others. You know, he's by me alone, but it's pretty obvious. But actually, excuses them goodbye, you see. No, their partners were through. No, it's like their brothers. So yeah, they got their separate ways as the movie comes to an end. The end credits plays the opening, second opening for the anime, Believe, which began with the filler arc. And it was throughout all the way up until midway through the Alabaster arc, I think. Where the opening change kind of spoils some stuff if you're watching the series. Yeah. I like the openings, but hopefully it does contain some spoilers. When it was released a little bit later after that video, that'd be fine. But it was released before that, so it kind of spoils it for non-manga fans. But still, enjoyable movie. As the movie credits actually shows stuff that's gonna come up, shows characters and races where we'll see in the future, like Whiskey Peak with picture image of VB as Miss Wednesday. I didn't mean to say that. You can skip that part if you want. If you don't want to spoil us for that arc. Yeah, it shows what happens in Whiskey Peak. A cameo from our favourite little reindeer in Jump on Jump Island. And it shows the characters from the Alabaster arc. And what the hell did he do to Robin? I'm not kidding. Like, go to the find the credits and just look at Robin's acting animation. God, she looks awful. It's horrible. She looks like a goth with that sign with the out colouring. But the character will appear in the future movie, just not in this one, not in this collection. But starting the next one, she will. So that was Angel on Spiral Island. Another good movie. Yeah, typical Toy stuff. The animation quality really steps up. It's like tweaking the designs now. I don't know if this is going to keep continuing, but even up the early 2000s, up until like 2009, I think. No, about most of the early movies, I think until the fourth one, they used a very light colouring style. You know, they use a pretty light colouring style. Before. You know, stuff actually called use like stuff that you see in the 90s. But they obviously changed that to make actually look more flat the anime proper. So, yeah. Again, if you live in America, please let me know if you actually have the collections like these or they're exclusive here. I'd love to know. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please hit the thumbs up button. Want to see more, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell every day over this future, and see you guys tomorrow for more videos. Guys, I'm going to make sure to do it this time, catch up and stuff. Kill Felix out.